Hello student, in this lecture we will continue our third chapter, physical layer. Next concept from this chapter is line coding. Data as well as signal that represent data can either be digital or analog. Line coding is a process of converting digital data to digital signal. By this technique, we convert sequence of bits to the digital signal. At the sender side, digital data are encoded into digital signal, and at the receiver side, the digital data are recreated by decoding the digital signal. As the coding is done to make more bit transmit on single signal, the bandwidth used is much reduced. For given bandwidth, the power is efficiently used. Hence, the probability of error is much reduced. Error detection is done and bipolar tool has a correction capability. Characteristics of line coding. There are some of the characteristics. First one, signal element versus data element. A data element is the smallest unit that can represent a piece of information. This is the bit. In digital data communication, a signal element carries data element. A signal element is shortest unit of digital signal. In other words, data element are what we need to send, whereas signal element are what we can send. Data element are being carried, whereas signal element are the carriers. Second characteristics, data rate versus signal rate. The data rate defines number of data element sent in 1 second. The unit is bit per second, whereas signal rate is the number of signal element sent in 1 second, and unit used for this is baud. The data rate is sometimes called bit rate, whereas signal rate is sometimes called pulse rate or modulation rate. One goal in data communication is to increase data rate while decreasing signal rate. Increasing a data rate increase speed of transmission, whereas decreasing signal rate decrease bandwidth requirement. Third characteristic, bandwidth. Digital signal that carries information is non-periodic. The bandwidth of non-periodic signal is continuous with an infinite range. However, most digital signal we encounter in real life have bandwidth with finite values. In other words, the bandwidth is theoretically infinite, but many of components have such a small amplitude that they can be ignored. The effective bandwidth is finite. Next, baseline wandering. In decoding a digital signal, the receiver calculates running average of received signal power. This average is called baseline. The incoming signal power is evaluated against this baseline to determine the value of data element. A long string of zeros or 1 can cause drift in baseline, called baseline wandering, and make it difficult for receiver to decode it correctly. A good line coding scheme needs to prevent baseline wandering. Next, DC component. When voltage level in digital signal is constant for a while, the spectrum create very low frequencies. This frequency around zero called DC, that is direct current component, which present problem for system that cannot pass low frequency or a system that uses electrical coupling. Next characteristic, self-synchronization. To correctly interpret the signal received from sender, the receiver's bit interval must correspond exactly to sender bit interval. If the receiver clock is faster or slower, the bit interval are not matched and the receiver might misinterpret the signal. Built-in error detection. It is desirable to have built-in error detecting capability in the generated code to detect some of or all the errors that occur during transmission. Some encoding schemes that we will discuss have this capability to extent. Immunity to noise and interference. Another desirable code characteristics is code that is immune to noise and other interference. Last one, that is complexity. A complex scheme is more costly to implement than simple one. That is, for example, a scheme that uses 4 signal level is more difficult to interpret than one that uses only 2 signal level. So these are the some of the characteristics of line coding. We can divide line coding scheme into three subpart. In first subpart, that is unipolar, we have two line coding technique. First one, non-return to zero, and second one, return to zero. In second technique, that is polar, we use four sub-technique. First one, non-return to zero, return to zero, Manchester line coding, and differential Manchester line coding. Then third coding technique is bipolar, in which we have two types. First one, AMI, second one is pseudo ternary technique. So let's discuss one by one. Unipolar line coding scheme. In unipolar scheme, all the signal level are on one side of time axis, either above or below. Unipolar signaling is also called as on-off keying. The presence of pulse represent 1, whereas absence of pulse represent bit 0. First unipolar technique, that is non-return to 0. The term non-return to 0 means that the signal will not return to 0 in middle of bit. Hence it is called non-return to 0. It is unipolar line coding scheme in which positive voltage defines bit 1, whereas 0 voltage defines bit 0. Unipolar scheme were generally designed as non-return to 0 scheme. But if we compare it with polar non-return to 0 scheme, this scheme leads to wastage of power, that is normalized power, which is almost double as compared to polar non-return to 0. Moreover, for continuous set of zeros or ones, there will be self-synchronization and baseline wandering problem. Because of all these reasons, unipolar encoding is not normally used in data communication today. This will be the example of non-return to zero unipolar scheme, in which we want to convert this digital data to in this digital signal. For that purpose, we know that rule. For bit 1, the voltage is at positive level, and for bit 0, the voltage is always at 0 level. So here first bit is 1, hence positive level or positive voltage for entire bit duration because it is non-return to 0. Same way for bit 0, entire bit duration is at 0 voltage level, and this same rule will be used for all bit, that is for bit 1 positive voltage this, then this entire, and this, and for another, that is for bit 0, the voltage level is always 0 for that bit duration. Second technique in unipolar scheme, that is return to 0. Return to 0 describes a line code used in telecommunication signal in which signal drops to 0 between each pulses. In this type of unipolar signaling, half of the bit duration remains high, but it immediately returns to 0 and shows the absence of pulse during remaining high of bit duration. This takes place even if number of consecutive zeros and ones occur in signal. This signal is self-clocking. This means that separate clock does not need to be sent alongside the signal, but occupies twice the bandwidth compared to unipolar non-return to 0. That is, it suffers from using twice the bandwidth to achieve the same data rate as compared to non-return to 0 format. This slide will represent example of return to 0 unipolar scheme. It is return to 0 means there is a transition at the middle of bit duration, but it is only for bit 1 because it is unipolar scheme. Bit 0 is totally have value of 0 voltage, but for bit 1, first half have positive voltage level and second half have 0 voltage level. So to convert this digital data into digital signal, we use this rule, and by that rule first bit is 1, so first half is positive and second half at 0 voltage level. Second bit is 0, hence entire bandwidth or entire bit duration is at 0 voltage level. For bit 1, next bit first half is positive and second half is 0 voltage, and same process will be applied for all these data. For bit 1, first half positive, second half 0 voltage. For bit 0, entire bit duration is at 0 voltage. Second main line coding technique is polar scheme. In unipolar scheme, we know that voltage are at only one side of axis, that is positive side. In polar scheme, the voltage are on both sides of axis. It uses two voltage level, one positive and one negative. There are four sub-techniques in polar scheme. First one, non-return to zero. Second one, return to zero. Manchester encoding technique and differential Manchester encoding technique. So we start with non-return to zero. So in non-return to zero polar scheme, it uses two voltage level for two binary digit. Data is encoded as the presence or absence of signal transition at the beginning of bit time. In non-return to zero, signal level remains same throughout bit period. There are again two subtypes of non-return to zero. First one, non-return to zero L for level. Second one, non-return to zero I for invert. In non-return to zero level, the level of voltage determines value of bit, and in that bit 0 is represented by positive voltage and bit 1 is represented by negative voltage. Whereas in non-return to zero invert, there is a change or lack of change in level of voltage determines value of bit. Means if the next bit is 0, then there is a no change at voltage level, but if next bit is 1, then voltage level must be changed. Next example of non-return to zero level in which we use the rule as for bit 0 positive voltage and for bit 1 negative voltage. It is non-return to 0, so there is a no transition in the middle of bit duration. So first bit is 1, hence negative voltage for entire band, whereas next bit is 0, hence positive voltage. Again bit 1, hence negative voltage, and this process will be continue. It is polar scheme, hence two voltage levels are used, positive voltage and negative voltage. No use of 0 voltage level in this scheme. Next example, non-return to 0 invert, in which we use the concept of inversion. If the next bit is 0, then there is a no inversion at voltage level. But if next bit is 1, then there is inversion. In this, for first bit, we always use rule of non-return to 0 level. Means according to this rule, in this example, first bit is 1, so according to non-return to 0 level, it is always negative transition. So for first bit negative transition will be followed. Then Apply the rule of non-return to zero invert, in which if next bit is 0 then there is a no inversion at voltage level. So we see that in this at that point there is a no inversion. Then second rule, if next bit is 1 then there is a inversion in voltage. So at this point or next bit is 1, hence there is inversion. Again at this point next bit is 0, so no inversion at voltage level. Next bit is 1, so inversion at that point. Also next point is 1, hence again inversion, and this process will be followed. After that we see advantage and disadvantage of non-return to zero polar scheme. Advantage are detecting transition in presence of noise is more reliable than to compare value of threshold. Second advantage is non-return to zero code are easy to engineer and it makes efficient use of bandwidth. Disadvantage, baseline wandering is a problem for both of them, that is non-return to zero level as well as non-return to zero invert. Baseline wandering means in decoding a digital signal, the incoming signal power is evaluated against baseline. A long string of zeros and ones can cause baseline wandering and make it difficult for receiver to decode it correctly. But for non-return to zero level, it is twice as bad as compared to non-return to zero invert. This is because of transition at the boundary for non-return to zero invert. Similarly, self-synchronization problem means sender and receiver clock are not synchronized is similar in both for long sequence of zeros, but for long sequence of 1 it is more severe in non-return to zero level. Then third disadvantage is related with DC component problem, that is both have non-return to zero level as well as non-return to zero invert have DC component problem, that is direct current component problem. Then next type is return to zero polar scheme. Main problem with non-return to zero encoding occurs when sender and receiver clock are not synchronized. Receiver does not know when one bit has ended and next bit starting. So one solution for this is in return to zero scheme, it uses three values. First one positive, negative and 0. Signal changes not between bits but during bit. Then there are some advantage that in return to zero, three levels of voltage will be used: positive, negative and 0. Polar return to zero takes twice as much bandwidth as polar non-return to zero. There is a no DC component. There is a transition at center of every symbol period, so the duration of symbol is divided into two halves, hence bit rate is double than that of data rate. Disadvantage, main disadvantage is that it requires greater bandwidth, and second another problem is related with complexity as it uses three level of voltage. As a result of this all deficiency, this scheme is not used today. Instead, it has been replaced by better performing Manchester and differential Manchester scheme. Example of non-return to zero polar scheme. It is return to zero means there is always a transition at the middle of bit duration. It is polar scheme, so it uses three voltage level. First positive, then 0 voltage level and negative voltage level. So rule for return to zero polar scheme: if bit is 1 then first half is positive and second half is at 0 voltage level, and if bit is 0 then first half is negative and then second half is at 0 voltage level. So by applying this rule, first bit is 1, hence first half part is positive, followed by second half part is 0 voltage level. In the same way, next bit is 0, hence first half is at negative voltage level and second half is at 0 voltage level, and this process will be used, or this rule will be used for entire string to convert digital data into digital signal. Then next, Manchester line coding technique. To overcome the limitations of non-return to zero encoding, bypass encoding technique can be adopted. The bypass encoding techniques are Manchester and differential Manchester encoding technique. So first one, Manchester line encoding technique. Manchester encoding is somewhat combination of return to zero and non-return to zero level scheme. The duration of the bit is divided into two halves. The voltage remains at one level during first half and moves to the another level in second half. The transition at middle of bit provides synchronization. Manchester encoding, which is first published in 1949, is a synchronous clock encoding technique used by physical layer to encode the clock and data of synchronous beta stream. Then Manchester encoding rules are summarized as follows. A logic 0 is indicated by 1 to 0 transition at the center of bit, and logic 1 is indicated by 0 to 1 transition at center of bit. The signal transition do not always occur at bit boundaries, but that are always transition at the center of each bit. Example of Manchester line coding technique, in which for bit 0 first half is always positive and second half is negative, whereas for bit 1 first half is negative and second half is positive. So apply this rule for this given string to convert that string or that data into digital signal. So first bit is 1, hence first half negative and second half is positive, whereas if bit is 0, first half is positive and second half is negative, and use this rule for entire string. Second technique is differential Manchester encoding technique, which is combination of return to zero and non-return to zero invert scheme. Okay, so in this we use the inversion rule, in which bit 0 represent inversion, whereas bit 1 represent no inversion. There is always a transition at the middle of bit, but the bit values are determined at the beginning of bit. Means if example of differential Manchester encoding, which is combination of return to zero and non-return to zero invert. According to return to zero, there is always transition at middle of bit duration, and according to non-return to zero invert, there is inversion rule present. For bit 0, there is inversion at voltage level, and for bit 1, there is no inversion. For first bit, we always use rule of Manchester. In this example, first bit is 1. So according to Manchester rule, first half is negative and second half is positive. Then after that we use inversion rule as follows. In this point, next bit is 0. So there is inversion in voltage level, hence it suddenly changes from positive to negative, and then transition will be start. So for that point, 0 is represented by negative, then second half is positive. At this point, next bit is 1, so there is no sudden transition. Hence, this line will be continued, that is first positive followed by second negative, and this same rule will be used for each bit in this example. Next scheme, that is bipolar encoding. In this scheme, there is again use three voltage level: positive, negative and 0. The voltage level for one element is at 0, while the voltage level of other element is alternate between positive and negative. There are again two types. First one, alternate mask inversion, that is AMI, and second one is pseudo ternary. So in this we already see for bipolar encoding, voltage level for same one data element is at 0 always, and voltage level for another element is alternate between positive and negative. So in AMI, bit 0 are always 0 voltage and bit 1 having alternate positive and negative voltage, whereas in pseudo ternary, bit 1 is always 0 voltage and bit 0 is alternating positive and negative voltage. Example of alternate mask inversion. In this, 0 bit is represented by always 0 voltage and bit 1 is represented by alternate positive and negative voltage. So here first bit is 1, so use positive voltage. Then for bit 0, always 0 voltage, that is bit 0 is always 0, and for bit 1 alternate positive negative. So here for first one positive, second one negative, then third again positive, then negative and again positive. So alternate positive and negative will be used for only bit 1 in this example or in this technique. Then for pseudo ternary in example, same technique is used but in inverse, means 0 voltage is for bit 1 and alternate positive and negative voltage is for bit 0. So here first bit is 1, hence 0 voltage, and second bit is 0, hence positive voltage. Then for each alternate 0, it is alternate positive and negative. So this is 0 positive, this 0 negative, again this 0 positive, this 0 negative, this 0 positive, and compulsory 0 voltage is for bit 1. Thank you.